What's up, y'all? Sorry, I've been banned for 5 days. TikTok, this is a fake video. Everything I'm saying is not real. And this is for entertainment purposes. We're just gonna talk about how all skinfolk ain't kinfolk. Woo, here we go. Y'all know how I feel about the justice system. It seems like every time a person of so-called melanin gets into the status of the politics and helping making decisions for America, y'all want to believe that these people are fighting for us. They are helping us. But I want y'all to understand that they're nominated for the things that they've done for the corrupted people. Let's go.
Put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people and the worst.
That's just one person. And let me just say that all of these people that I'm about to introduce to y'all have been nominated from the Democratic Party. Let's talk about Miss Jackson.
Distributed multiple images of child porn, possessed dozens more, including videos. The federal sentencing guidelines recommended a sentence of 97 to 121 months in prison. Prosecutors recommended 24 months in prison. Judge Jackson gave the defendant 3 months in prison.
This is someone who is sitting on the Supreme Court justice today, who is known for her lenient views on pedo crimes. Let's go down the list of your favorite most put out black people. We're not going to talk about how more black people were killed by the U.S. police in 2015 than when they were lynched in the worst year of Jim Crow. All happening during his presidency. And we're not even going to mention the emails. Shall I get on Black Lives Matter? Now, I'm all for the upgradement of black families. But the donations for the upgradement and the help of black people and several communities, the founder has only kept the money in the family. And also buying $4 million mansions. And we're not going to get on the millions and millions and millions of dollars contributed to everywhere else than the Afro community. Also being funded by very corrupt people. Every single time that they put into the media, y'all always like, yeah, let's get on their side. Let's be with them. Not realizing that these people are the ones who are corrupt. Y'all have to stop trusting things so quickly just because it's represented by someone with the same color of your skin. Okay, y'all, let's talk about the Black Lives Matter movement, crisis actors, looters, and false flags. Please, TikTok, hear me when I say this is for educational purposes. These blinds are closed. Get ready.
Protesters that arrived throughout these cities weren't actually from the cities that they arrived in. They didn't know where they had come from. Why else would Patrice give millions of dollars to so many trained activists? I wanted to investigate that piece a little further.
Now, what you just watched is showing that there are paid protesters during these marches. And you know what happens during these marches? Looting, people stealing stuff, and destroying their own neighborhood. Now, Young Pharaoh pointed something out about this, about individually organized groups paid by higher ups.
It was a paid protester. Now watch this.
Well, I meant, we all get paid.
He just gave that black dude some money and told him, go get everything out the store. Look. Now he's talking to your team.
Why are there people walking around in black paying other protesters to go steal stuff? Now also, B.O.B., and he deserves his flowers, talked about false flags. And he'll explain. Watch.
False flag does not mean that nobody was injured or hurt. A false flag is a mandated, funded, and strategically planned out event in which casualties are sacrificed, actors are hired, and news is propagated. There are several ways to spot a false flag event. When something has immediate national coverage simultaneously on all syndicated networks, or when the news articles come out hours before the event actually happens, when the initial media stories conflict with the official story, and also when there are stories that are not being reported.
He also would say it in his songs.
They want to revolt, they want you to riot, they want you to try it, they want to provoke us to keep us divided, but the people are no longer quiet.
You know when things start off as a peaceful protest and then somebody ends up throwing something and then all hell breaks loose? They are paid antagonizers. Look at this. All black. He's wearing all black. This is during protesting. Just breaking stuff. They like, why is you doing that? Do it in the pink. Like, why is you doing that?
I zoomed in. I'll be him out a little bit. Those cops will come for you if you're pulling that crap.
And he walks off. Just like in the first video I showed you, people who will come from different cities to actually do stuff like that because they're paid. Y'all gotta recognize when other things are going on. When these rich men are funding things like Black Lives Matter, Antifa, them people in black you saw. Everybody has their own agenda. You cannot just believe all the hype in the news. Y'all stay dangerous. Let me know what y'all think. Now look, y'all, I can't finish the rest of this video because the things that I want to show you, it can't be shown on TikTok. Go to my YouTube for a full video. Alright, so once y'all used to ask me why did I feel some type of way about Martin Luther King. Specifically because he had a lot of entanglements with the government. You know, late night phone calls of such. Also, TikTok this video is for educational purposes. Now, I've already talked to y'all about the donkeys. And if y'all don't know who the donkeys are, it's on my page, me explaining it. If you can't find it there, they might have deleted it. It's on my YouTube. Now, the civil rights movement was about equality, equal rights for melanated beings. Now, there was a disagreement between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King on how the rights and the society of melanated people and how they should live. Now, Martin Luther King was basically telling us to integrate into their society. And Malcolm X was basically saying, why would we be around people who don't want us around? People who literally made it very clear that they don't want us to be in their society. Who consumed us, who oppressed us. And he couldn't understand why Martin was saying such things, to want to be around them. Now, if you've ever watched X-Men, it's literally the same situation. This is Malcolm X and this is Martin Luther King. In the movie X-Men, the mutants who were oppressed and treated wrong. We are them. Professor X was always trying to be good and see the good, just like Martin. This movie 100% explains what's going on between black people and white people. Professor X wanted to work together with society, but it didn't end so well. Same way with what's going on with us. Now let's have a look at this picture. He's sitting with President Lyndon B. Johnson. And the only reason why Lyndon B. Johnson is even allowing Martin to sit in the same room as him is strictly because he wanted to devise tactics with him to get the black people to get onto the Democratic side. As you can see in this quote here, I'll have these voting Democratic for the next 200 years. And we are doing that today. Now, this is a quote from Martin because he did realize that what he did and how he moved the movement was wrong. We have fought hard and long for integration, as I believe we should have, and I know that we will win. But I've come to believe that we are integrated into a burning house. Now, when Martin starts to see the dirty trick that happened between him and the oppressors to try to get equal right, he ends up getting assassinated right after he said that. I don't care how many cameras they put on police, how many laws they try to make and say, oh, this is ethical, we're trying to give y'all the same rights as we have. No, this whole system was built off of their grandchildren already know that this system is built for the benefit of them. You cannot change the foundation unless we knock it down, and you need to know exactly what the foundation was built off of. This was to be a nation for white people, and for him to say that he wants to be in the white people's nation, it just made me feel a little weird. But in the end, he did see that what was going on was wrong. And I know he had the good intentions of the Professor X type energy. So y'all stay dangerous. More content on my YouTube.